Are we ready?
We ready.
Welcome back to another Flycast. We're good?
Ready.
Welcome back to another Flycast episode.
We
Today's a special
ready.
one.
Finally, he left.
For y'all.
Yeah, thank God.
The planned out episode, we texted Hector 4 days ago and said, listen, man, we really need you.
I wasn't totally just having a
Bro,
meeting with Hitch.
This might be...
I was sitting here, Hex sat down there and we were talking, and then he was like, why are you here? And I was like, Flycast? He was like, I want to do it. And so then we gave him a mic.
Yeah, and this
That's
works,
how it
this works
happened.
out because on the way over, I was like, dude, and it's almost like I do this every week. I kind of do it with
Every
the
day?
OpTic Podcast as well. Like whenever I have to show up for podcasts, I'm like, what are we going to talk about? The
Mhm.
OpTic Podcast, though, I can count on you are good at just going about something. So it's like the OpTic Podcast, you have just other people that it's like, they got to say something. But when it comes to me and Hitch doing this every single week, I'm like, dude, what? If anyone saw the last week I just had, you would be like, there is literally nothing you have to say.
Why?
Because it's just last week was probably my most boring and unproductive week in forever.
Well, he saw that I was running 4 miles and he was like, I have to run 4 miles now.
Yeah.
So then
I
he
can-
ran 4 miles at an 8:30 pace or something.
That good?
Yeah, it's fast as fuck.
you're going hard.
And then he stopped and he was sick for a week because he pushed
Well, I
himself
wasn't
so
sick.
damn
I was
hard.
sick for like
Sick of what?
Well, for one, it was a mushroom Saturday. I went to Oklahoma, took mushrooms, came down. So everything was legal. And then, so I took a little bit, walk out in the sun, get warmed up. Then I go for this run. I got music blasting. The shrooms are hitting a little bit. And it's not like I'm like tripping. It's just like you take a little bit of it. It's like taking
it's a mood
a
stabilizer.
little, mood stabilizer. So I'm kind of killing it in the run, and then I just start feeling better and better, and I'm just like, I don't know, the music, and I was just like in the zone. Like I just felt really good. The sun's, but like the grass is
He was running
moving, the
shirtless,
leaves.
fucking
Yeah,
getting
I'm running
Getting tan
shirtless.
on them tattoos.
I just felt good.
You caught the lady
But-
smoking?
Yeah, I actually do a little bit.
Do you
now.
work
I
out-
think
You don't
unless
work out with your girl?
That's what I wanted to ask today, but you finished.
Since starting this 60-day stuff, no.
Oh.
Because I started going to a gym, and we used to always just go to an apartment and
Apartment
work
gym?
out together.
Yeah.
But before I fucking lose track, and it was hot as fuck this day, sunny as shit. I hadn't ran in forever, like months or something, because I like hurt my back, hip, knees. I hurt my hip at the OpTic event where we played basketball. Like we were done the playing horse or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like trying to dunk at the end,
At
and
the
I
major?
literally
Yeah.
hurt my hip. I was
Mhm.
like down for the count.
You forgot you were 31 and shit?
Yeah, it was, bro, it's crazy. But after being injured out for 2 months after that, and then I started running again. But I just felt amazing, pushing myself hard as shit. And then I finished the 4 miles, and then still had like 2 miles to walk back to my apartment. But I finished, and I'm like, oh my God. Like it was a feeling like, it was almost like I think I want to tell myself I feel good. Like that was amazing. And for a second I did. I was like, damn, I just fucking killed that. Fuck yeah. Taking selfies, posting on Instagram. But then like as that high started wearing off, I was like, damn, I don't feel that good. Like I just not in like a puking way, just like I'm in the sun too long or something, like that type of feeling. And I just felt worn the fuck
Well, it's
out.
also the your body processing the mushrooms.
Yes, and then the crash
Now,
from the high of the
was it capsules or did you actually eat caps and stems?
caps. I just guessed. My guess works usually off when it comes to that stuff. It's like let me
Yeah.
just in case.
Wait, did you weigh it?
This
I've
one
seen you
might
pour
be a
tequila
dud.
before.
Wait,
It's
did you
not-
weigh it?
No,
So you don't know how much you took?
no.
Was it like less than an eighth? Was it just a
It was less than a gram. Like
Okay.
it was just
That's
like
good.
not a
Not recommended.
maybe though. I mean,
I've never done it. I don't know. Never done it.
Never done
I
it?
just I'm wondering if there's like medical benefits to it. But long
What?
story
Of course there is. Have you not seen?
exactly.
gonna
That's
tell you
why I
something.
don't want to say
I
people
don't-
to not do it, and I don't want to say don't do weed. But I was gonna talk about weed as well.
Yo, I saw you post that. You're like, it was a perfect day for me to sit at home and smoke weed all day, but decided not to be a loser, and I ran outside and shot. I replied with a smiley face or laughing face.
I got to talk about weed as well, because on that same day, like I wasn't feeling, just right after the run, probably 30 minutes after the high goes away, and I'm sore. I'm like, oh my God, I can't even move my legs. I start feeling like shit. I was like, whatever, man. I'm gonna smoke for the first time in months,
So
like
you go
4
to Oklahoma
months.
City.
Mhm.
So I drove back to Oklahoma. Smoked just a little bit, like 3 hits. So like roll a blunt and like take 3 hits. And
No, man, that's why your mistake happened.
Why?
Nicotine?
I mean, I guess there's a little bit in it.
Not a
but
little bit. It. All right, anyway, sorry.
maybe it could be a mistake. But yeah, after the run, go smoke, and then I just didn't fucking feel good. I just laid down. I was tired, muscles hurt, and everything. Then an hour later goes by. I'm like, the high came down just a little bit, and I'm like, I'm gonna smoke again. And then an hour later, I'm gonna smoke again. And I was
no.
like, dude, this is
You get back
this is
into
me.
it. And then you
Like
order
this
pizza.
is the old Niak.
Next thing you know,
I'm lazy. I ate.
Garibaldi's is
I don't
coming.
want to say, like, I'll talk about it in the video, my 60-day video, because it was planned for like a perfect diet.
Yeah.
Perfect diet. We'll just see in the video, I guess.
Mhm.
But it made me literally not care. Like, I ate not anything too bad, but I just definitely overate on calories, because these are like my final like 2 weeks or whatever. Overate on calories, fuck that part up, because I'm supposed to be like counting my calories and it's just the way I felt. The weed, I just didn't care. I was like, fuck this, I don't give up. Like, it was like one of those attitudes, like completely like changed my thought process about like this fucking challenge I'm doing.
Everything you had done for 50 days.
Yeah.
Why?
And then I don't know, man. And then the next morning I woke up at like 6 a.m. and I'm like, fuck, my legs hurt. I didn't feel good at all. Like, it felt like, and my girl saying like, I think I have a fever. And then it's like, I'm placeboing myself. Fuck, I don't feel good either. Like, it was just
you start shitting yourself?
Yeah, like I'm placeboing myself to just feel shittier.
Me too.
But I woke up at like 6 a.m. and I was like, fuck, no, I need to go back to sleep. Like, I feel like shit. So I smoke, go back to sleep, wake up, I'm like crank, I have no energy. And it just started an entire cycle of me smoking for a week straight.
Nice.
I still was getting my workouts in.
That's what I was surprised about.
It's good. It's
can't believe-
better.
I like
No,
it's-
not
it
smoke-
eats-
Not
it-
working out high.
Yeah.
Working out high is fine, but I was surprised that because he canceled the Flycast.
Yeah.
That's why the Flycast is late. We're recording. This is the first time.
Paycheck also? Or?
No. We did it.
We
He
did it.
postponed it.
We did it.
I'm kidding.
This is the first time we've recorded a Flycast while another Flycast hasn't even gone out yet.
Oh, nice.
So
well,
there's one coming out right now.
It was just a few days late.
Ahead of the game.
But yeah, and that got me I didn't smoke for like 4 or 5 months or something. But when I was smoking, I wasn't getting that anxious. So I was like, this is kind of nice, but it was making me so fucking lazy, and it just makes my muscles tired. Like that it makes my muscles tired. Like
Not me.
just I don't know. I don't get it.
I get like
I don't think I
so
can do
hungry.
weed anymore.
it's not even like hungry. Like
Same.
it's not like I
Same.
want to eat. It's like I cannot. It's like I have to eat. Like I need it.
Yeah.
I need it.
Yeah.
Dude,
Great.
that needs cleaning. Then you need to take that in to get clean. The chain.
For sure.
Yeah.
I want to clean both of them.
Yeah.
I've been running with them on. So
I
they're all, like, slimy.
when I get smoked, I only strictly get in a mood like creative, and also I need to organize shit. I can't if I sit there.
Dude, that is the
Listen, if I sit there and like stone and I'm watching something, I'll be like, I'll start getting antsy.
Really?
I'll start
That's
getting
so
antsy, and I'm
opposite.
just like, except for Maverick. Obviously, the greatest action movie that's ever been created, Top Gun Maverick. Top G.
Top
Top
G
G
Maverick.
Maverick.
I still haven't seen it.
But yeah, like I'll get in these. If I just put on a podcast, or if I listen to Van Neistat and his theory of work and how like I'll be fucking good. I'll be good. And I'm just like doing something. But to sit there, I did have like a 1 week stint in which one of these bad boys made it into my office, and I could not get off of it. I didn't draw. I literally would smoke and then just lay on this thing and just laid back. I watched the entire season of The Sopranos for the first time since it ended.
Really?
Yeah. And I was just like,
sitting?
yeah, not in one sitting. Throughout that week that I didn't do shit, and I was just eating good.
I felt like
I just love eating, and I don't like. I went to the doctor. I went to get a physical. Prostate's good. Nothing there. They told me I didn't need to get a colonoscopy until later, but I'm gonna get it anyway. But they did say like my cholesterol was high. They're like it's not alarmingly high, but like you're 43. You need to do you do any cardio or anything? And I'm like, nah, it's just never been my fucking thing. And he's like, oh, is there a reason? I'm like, I have a fucking dope ass gym in my house, dope ass treadmill. I got like real weights. I got all the dumbbells.
I want to see your gym.
Huh?
Let's do
come to a workout with me.
I'll do a workout with you.
Or your vlog. You're not vlogging anymore. You're not streaming anymore.
Well, I was gonna, dude. I'm telling you, we've talked about like streaming. It got so stale.
Can I ask you something? For real.
What?
Like you gotta be like a mega millionaire, right?
No.
To be taking these freedoms to not make money.
I know, man. And last week was I've streamed pretty much every single day this year except for the Colorado trip.
Yeah.
And then except last week.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I don't know. I was just getting annoyed. I was tired of like doing cardio, doing this, then working out, then I'm cooking every meal, and I don't know. I just fucking, and then I started smoking weed, and then I was like, fucking, I'm not gonna stream today. I'm gonna take like a 2-day break. And it just like it transformed it just brought back old Niak a little bit. Me smoking again for a week.
My favorite Niak?
Nah, definitely not your fave. Maybe. But yeah, it just brought back this lazy. It's like it changed the way my brain thinks.
100%.
And it didn't make me. Bro, I woke up today. I woke up today and weighed myself and was like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Like I immediately went to the gym. I was like, I can't fucking fail.
Yeah.
There's only.
You got so close.
There's like 4 or 5 days left in this video. Like I've come too far. Like. I'm going to literally walk around this entire city today. Walk to the gym. I was going to walk here, but I was already a little late. Maybe I don't give a shit. Whatever has to be done.
Tell them about your pinkies.
My pinky toes? He saw them.
But I'm
saying,
your
feet still fucked up?
Both my big toes are black.
Really?
Both of them.
You don't have to show them. Matt, cut this out if he wants, but I want to see.
Those Pamash socks?
Oh my god, bro!
Yeah,
damn.
Even your ring finger.
Yeah, the ring. That one's gone.
Was it fucked up more from the run or
the walk? The walk for sure, and then the 10 miles definitely did it.
Bro, listen, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Take care of your fucking feet.
Oh yeah, gout man over here.
Listen, gout. Well, I have a theory, okay? Because my diet hasn't really changed, and my exercise routine hasn't really changed. What did change was the fact that I'm not wearing those Nike, the best socks ever, the Nike compression socks from like 2014, where I bought 100 pairs because they were my favorite pair.
Yep.
Look great on fucking feet, but they compress. They have like elastic around this part of my foot, and I think that combined with me cracking my toe inside of my shoe is what generated all that, or snapped it into a place, or cracked it into a place that allowed for the crystallization of the uric acid to be formed around my knuckle.
Dude, I have my favorite pair of socks that I run in are like like compression up top.
So good.
Do you ever plan on being the ripped rich? Is that an actual something you envision?
I want?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. One, you're the only person that has ever asked me that question, and you asked me this question a long ass time ago, like a couple of years ago. You're like, now are you gonna be the 40-year-old ripped CEO, or are you just gonna be like you? I have wants, man. And the reason that aside from the health and being here for a long time for my kid and my wife and all that stuff, what I really want to do is I want to be able to wear white T-shirts with no problem.
With no
that is
titties.
the hardest thing
I'm gonna
ever.
I'm going to tell you something. There is something to be said about how big of a flex it is to be able to take your shirt off any day, on call. I think that is the richest form of being a human, to just be able to take your shirt off.
Oh yeah, and a woman. Take your shirt off with a sports bra on has to take so much
courage,
especially for women. I mean, that's all people think about is their bodies. Like that's all they are always thinking about is like,
same.
How do I make my body better? And that's how I've started thinking too.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been doing YouTube for 10 years. I've taken my shirt off 0 times. 0.
Dude, I only take my shirt off when I swim in my house.
Yeah. Dude, we did that. I remember an Infinite video. We went surfing indoors. Shirt stayed on.
Yeah.
I think everyone's shirt stayed on.
You took your shirt off.
Yeah,
obviously.
I was always.
But even when you were big, you would take your shirt off.
Because you were never really big.
I was never like.
Not like big, but like not.
Yeah,
like I hadn't gone to the gym.
A little flabby. I also say that I would like to be, those like hefty dudes. There's no jiggle, but you can. I mean, they're obviously fat
they're
dudes,
solid.
but there's no jiggle. I'd rather be that than what I am right now.
I get you,
and I'm not saying that I'm like bad, but it is. I'm not where I'd like to be.
I think like dad bod with big arms is a good look.
The other thing though is that if I lose, and it's not even bad. I'm 212 as of this morning. I can't get more than that. And if I could get to like a 190, which I was 196 when I got COVID.
Damn.
Yeah. If I could, does anyone have COVID? Was it real? Can anyone give me COVID? I'm kidding. I think it'd be good. I just think look, my wardrobe right now, my fits are limited to just this. I'm not wearing my endless amount of suits or button-ups that go for strictly that. So I for fashion's sake, I would like to lose a couple of pounds.
It's so much easier to fit into anything. Like if you're fucking skinny, you can wear anything. Even me now, I completely went through my closet, not throw away. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them, but there was like 10 pairs of jeans that don't fit. Hella t-shirts. Like I don't know when, but I'm just big now. And I thought Hilton was the same size as me.
Nah.
He told me he weighed 177.
Now.
I mean, he's been up there, but he
goes running with fucking Paige.
I look at him like he's the fucking same as me. And how am I like
he's
30 plus more pounds than you?
Dude, in the Scuff House, I wore a medium. Like my Gymshark shirts, they were all mediums.
Yeah.
Everything was medium. And now like I'm an XL, like basically.
Are you?
Well, I'm a teeter.
This is why I always buy a large and an XL, because I don't know. I have the dopest fucking Call of Duty old school 2012 Pack-a-Punch t-shirts. I have all these dope ass t-shirts that I cannot wear, and I'm just like, they're not going anywhere because I know one day I am going to be able to wear that stuff.
I saw your
so many like shirts that
I think you replied to me or one of my stories, and you were like, "Let me know when you need a real client or fucking ultimate test."
I said if you need a good test sub, because I do believe that I have discipline. I just don't have the discipline for fitness. It's never been fun for me. It's never been like and I love eating. That's the other thing, right? I think I wish that I didn't grow up in the household that I did, because I wouldn't have been exposed to the fucking deliciousness that my mom cooks.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that for a video, I totally would.
How long would you want to do? Like 60 days or like 90
for the
days?
rest of my fucking life.
I mean, for like
I worked out for 40 years.
Here's what happened.
I mean, for like a vid or something that you would like. Obviously, once you start, you're not gonna stop. But like you would want to do it for like a challenge type thing, or like see where you can go.
No, I mean I have 3 months to lower my cholesterol. I'm a groomsman in Scumps. I'm a groomsman in NADESHOTs. Jack's losing all this fucking weight.
You have lost a lot of weight in the last 6 months. Just so like it is noticeable.
Who, him?
No, you.
Yeah.
Because I haven't like, I mean, I see you all the time, so I don't notice it. But Alexis, when last time she saw you, y'all saw, like saw each other, she was like, he looks like he's lost a decent amount of weight. And I was like, yeah, he is, he's on all these weddings coming up. So he's working on it. So it is noticeable, but
yeah.
Is that dieting or?
No.
I can't. I just like, I would like, I know if I showed up at your house at fucking 6 a.m., like I know you'd be down to work out. But it's the diet that's gonna be
the diet. Is the
well, that's the thing. I was gonna ask you to give me like, because I don't. I know that if I tell Jude, I'm like, babe, fucking make these fucking 3 meals for me. And this is all I get to eat. I can give up soda. Like I don't even drink soda. Coffee. I don't drink coffee unless I'm having breakfast. Breakfast. I'm only committed to having breakfast on fucking Saturdays. But even on Saturdays. Like I don't have to eat the way that I do.
But what are you eating at like 8 p.m. when
Nothing.
you're in your movie theater?
Nothing. What
are you eating at 6 p.m.? What's your final meal look like?
I try to stop eating by 7. So I inadvertently intermittent fasting. But how do you say it? Intermittent fasting.
Intermittently fast.
Okay.
I don't know. Something like
if you guys know, please do correct me in the comment section. Anyway, so I inadvertently, like I don't go out of my way to do that. Right now, I am going out of my way to do that. I even bought an app, but it's really not doing shit for me because I thought it was gonna tell me what to eat and shit. And like I'm 14 hours 32 minutes since I last ate something, right? And right now I'm not hungry, and the reason why is because this fucking stupid TikTok, which isn't that stupid. Some guy's like, he's like, you're not like, when's the last time you ate because you were hungry?
Someone told me I heard somewhere that if a steak and eggs sounds good, you're probably hungry. But if that doesn't sound good to you, like when you're like kind of fucking full. But it's like, damn, a little bit of ice cream, or there are those 3 cookies down there. I could easily eat those. But would you want a steak and eggs? Like something like, no, probably not. Then you're not hungry.
It's a good way of thinking. It's a good way of I never even thought about it like that.
Yeah, I tried.
The whole like, I could have some chips and guac.
Yeah.
I could have some chips and salsa.
I could have chips.
I think that 89% of the day.
Yeah.
If you see me, most likely I could have chips and queso.
Yeah,
or chips and guac, like for
right
sure.
after a meal or something, or like maybe an hour after a meal.
Yeah,
and you're like, say, laying down watching something. You're like, I could do chips and guac
for sure,
chips and queso,
but like maybe not like a chicken breast and rice. Maybe not that, or steak and eggs, like you're saying.
All right. I don't want to talk about fitness because I want to talk. This is our entire
dick in your mouth.
Our last like 3 podcasts. I feel like
we go through waves though.
Our last podcast was literally only talking about.
I remember one podcast. All we did the entire time was talk about rap. The whole time.
Also one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, and I was
as much as I disagreed.
I was like, it's just a Flycast. That's how it is. It's just Flycast. Whatever we're into, that's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, and that's and
people
listen,
like it. I think.
As a fan, because I do watch like religiously. Were you looking at my gut? Were you?
Be honest.
Or how
something got my attention.
It's like, damn, he's fresh again. That's what I said. I don't think you guys should worry too much about what you guys are talking. It's when you guys talk about it that you take me out of the podcast, and I was like, shut up, talk about nothing, please.
I get that. Are we the Seinfeld of podcasts?
Are we?
It's a podcast. Are we? It's a podcast about nothing.
It's a podcast about nothing. Because what is the deal?
I have never seen.
You guys Seinfeld fans?
We're Seinfeld.
I've never
watched it. No, me either.
Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee.
I did.
I have watched that.
Like that. That used to be. In 2020, that was my safe show.
That was your shit?
That was my safe show. Like,
when you were
I just been up for 3 days. I get in my bed and it's like, I need smiley, fucking happy, cracking jokes every now and then. Like, I need a good vibe.
Yo.
But not deflated.
Listen, I felt, so because of my rash, they gave me prednisone. And they gave me 50 milligram dose or 50s every day for 5 days.
Let me get some.
Bro, it fucked my fucking brain. I felt what I believe was depression. I felt what I believe was anxiety.
Wait, they gave you what for what?
For my rash, steroids,
prednisone steroids.
I didn't know you had a rash.
Steroids, and also they gave me something that was 10 times stronger than Benadryl, and I was taking them both. You know how I asked you earlier? I'm like, you don't like making content with me?
Yeah.
Bro, that thought came from that week. I'm like,
Really?
yo, Hitch never asked me to collab with him.
What?
I was like, and also, I think it was because like I'm starting to get the feelings right now. Like I'm starting to get tingly about it. Also because when you FaceTimed on your video, you FaceTime when you were running, you FaceTime Jack and all these people, and like I contacted my friends, and I remember FaceTiming you and you're not picking up. So I was just like, oh.
Damn.
Yeah,
dude,
no,
that's
bro.
crazy.
I know,
wild.
but bro, I'm telling you, my brain was
Just your brain.
Yeah, like I even feel like emotionally right now, like I feel that way right now. Like
Because you FaceTime me at mile 26, and I was like,
yeah.
dead.
When's the last time you like took it?
No, I don't take it anymore. I'm never
where are
taking
you
it
taking
again.
it?
When I had the rash, like 2 weeks ago.
Oh shit! So that was while you were taking it.
Yeah, dude. I'm telling you, it was the
Damn.
worst thoughts I've ever had, and I was just like, it made me no bullshit, and I know I'm a fucking prick for it. Like, it made me understand a little bit what people go through. Because in my head, it never computed how somebody who didn't grow up the way that I did could feel bad about anything in the world.
Yeah. No.
You know what I'm saying? So I was just like that, and I was just like, it changed. It didn't change me for it. Like it didn't change me, but during that week, I was not me. Like
It gave you a perspective perspective
Yeah.
of someone who like maybe some Twitter sad boy,
bro. Yeah, nah.
or maybe me at times.
Nah. Well, yeah. You definitely at times.
That's how I think a lot.
Yeah.
And it's like I'll forget who my friends are for sure, because like not in like a bad way, but in like I feel like I'm like not deserving, or like maybe I'm like I get so like caught up in my own thoughts. Like even when I'm on Seth's watch party, sometimes, and this is probably different for you because you've known Seth for so long, but like sometimes I'm like I don't want to say something wrong because I don't want it to seem like I'm using Seth's platform, or like, you know what, like I think that shit. I think it with Jack too, and I'm really close with both of those guys. But every once in a while, in my thoughts, I'm like, dude, I hope these guys like me.
Never. In
It's
my life.
so weird. It's
I kind of
weird.
feel like I felt like that. I mean, I've only been on the watch party like once, but I was thinking, if that watch party would have happened back in like the Scuff House days, would I have thought that? I feel like I wouldn't have.
I don't think I would have.
Because it almost seemed like this seems like it is a show.
It is a show.
But this seems like a show to where it's not something we got going on in the Scuff House. Because I feel like in the Scuff House, I'd walk around freely. If someone's streaming or something, like I wasn't even afraid to like pop in. And now it's like, I don't know, did that change a little bit?
I don't think so.
I mean, life just changed. Like we're not living together anymore.
Yeah.
We're all living separate. We're at an office.
Like I don't want to like pop up on like if I'm not on the watch party, probably, what's up, chat?
Yeah.
Like what if Scott he was trying to break
100%.
down this?
Like I
must stay over here.
Listen,
it gives me
you should
anxiety.
never not interrupt, because they like to see like the cast.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
That's how I think,
This
and that's
fucking
why they like the team houses back then so much, because it was like it wasn't
You gotta go.
No.
It wasn't like a real.
Jude went to bed at 5. I got up when she was going to bed because she found a tiny little bug on one of the dogs. She had to bathe all of them.
Oh.
Anyway, sorry, you're saying. You should always interrupt. I never not go out of my way to interrupt a stream, because I know that somebody back there is gonna be like, oh shit, like I see this thing from a fan perspective, and it's like we're living like a fucking very, very weird fucking life. Even talking about it right now is the sort of thing that I wouldn't want to hear you guys talking about on the podcast, because it sets it apart. But in reality, they're witnessing a fucking reality show of how we're building this thing into something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I've always been all about like
you did say you put it into perspective this week for me, because we're always talking about bringing on different people and hiring different creators, but you would have to have someone that fits the sitcom of OpTic.
Yeah,
is what you'd say.
I think Zenny fits very well.
No, Zen fits well. That's why he's on.
Dude, motherfucker, how's Reddit looking?
I think they've calmed down.
Whoa. We don't talk about that.
He says the R word, man. Both of them.
Yo, what's that do for you?
This is sparkling CBD. By the way, this podcast is brought to you by Center's
Center.
Sparkling CBD. This is just, I mean, I wish I had. This is just a CBD that you can actually feel. It's like basically drinking like lime water.
Legal everywhere.
But I think it's just good for you. I think it's good for recovery, mental focus, mental clarity.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't CBD and THC are what make up weed, right? So it's almost like the benefits of weed just without the high.
Yeah.
I guess.
But who wants
I mean,
that?
I hope I hope they don't want me to like not mention weed with it or something.
No, I mean
it's pretty good. It does something
plants.
for you. You can actually feel it. Hitches drank it before. Code OpTic. I think it's code OpTic 25 at checkout.
Yes.
To get 25% off your first order. So
yeah, look, I think again the fact that it's the only. I don't want to talk about weed.
Yeah.
Or the plants and how magical it is and how it might be an alien plant because no other plant out there. But anyway, yeah, I wanted to. I didn't want to. I haven't talked about that with her. I talked about it with Jude, and I'm like, yo, I legit like was getting jealous of nothing and making shit up in my head, thinking illogically, why the fuck would anyone like her life would change drastically. You know what I mean? If that happened, you know what I mean? Like I was thinking.
If you started thinking that
if
way?
she was like hollering at somebody on the side, I'm
for
her to risk like.
I thought you were talking about me walking.
That was part of it, but just like I was thinking so illogically that it was like I was not me, like, and I was doing that in Ohio while I was doing the watch party in Ohio, so I was going through all that. Why you keep looking at my fucking?
I for some reason I'm looking at your button, and I don't know. I don't know because I don't want to just like when you look over here, just like stare in your eyes. So I just like give you a glance, then just stare at that.
That's a weird thing, like eye contact, isn't it?
Bro, right when you looked at me.
Isn't it because you're like there are moments in which you're having a conversation.
There's a science behind it.
Is
like
there?
I mean, just like for some reason, humans know like an amount of time you can look in someone's eyes, like, and then you look away, and it's fucking, you know what I'm saying?
You know why, right? Is because the amount of connection that's happening. Like when you're having a conversation, you're looking and you're thinking, "Am I over staring at the same time that you're having a conversation?" Something triggers your brain that says, "Holy, there's something going on in there. Are they thinking the same thing that I'm thinking? What are they looking at? What are they really thinking? Am I supposed to?" And then this whole thing happens. So it's easier to just look away.
Both parties
and
are
not
just
expose
doing that.
I don't have a problem with eye contact. I don't think.
Me either.
I kind of do.
If I think about it, then it gets like.
You just reminded me of the Reverend in Deadwood. Have you seen Deadwood yet?
Mm-mm.
Have you seen Deadwood yet?
I don't think.
You don't deserve it.
I saw the fucking movie you watched, Conservative, and I was like, let me see if I can rent that now. Or it was like $20 to rent. I was like,
one?
I ain't got to like that.
Conservative.
The Covenant?
Covenant. That's what it was.
Why don't you just
Get your account? I could do that.
Seth does it. Just don't buy anything.
Have either one of you guys watched Severance yet?
Severance? No.
Oh, wait, the TV show?
Yeah.
Wait, I thought you did watch
on
Severance.
Apple Plus?
Mm-hmm.
No.
What's the business show that you've been watching?
Succession.
No.
That's what
apparently Succession is fucking amazing.
I watched a little bit of it.
All right, we're bouncing around a little bit here.
Yeah, sorry, we're all over the
It's
place.
okay, but I'm just sick of talking about Succession because it is literally the second best show that's ever been created in the history of shows. Game of Thrones being number one.
Really?
Yeah, you
think it's better than Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Damn.
Breaking Bad doesn't even make it up there for me.
My girl she stopped. I tried making her watch Breaking Bad. We got to like season 3, and she was just like, I don't really
Let me ask you something.
I was like, IQ low.
How's new life been? You know, new crib.
Pretty good. This is the first time I'm like, and I have to say, I don't know if it's like we get along well. I don't know if we've even argued yet. But the best thing that's ever happened to me, and the reason every time I'm in a relationship, I'm just thinking about like, when are we gonna break up?
Yeah, sure. I believe it because I always ask that. Yeah.
But I think a lot of people kind of like, I'm not delusional. Like we're gonna be together. I mean, if it happens, it happens. And like with this one, if it happens, I have no complaints.
Which is something to say.
Yeah, and I probably wouldn't even, like, with my other relationships, I wouldn't even want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Like I am now. But like it's gone pretty good. I guess you could say it's our space. Just moved into this nice little loft.
Mhm.
She has her own apartment, but she's just with me all the time.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but the best
That's
thing
good. That's a level of
ever.
safety.
And
I
if
like
there's
that.
any fucking females listening, do laundry and keep see,
You can't
this is
say
gonna
that.
get me in trouble.
Yeah, you can't
But
say
bro,
that.
I'm telling you, she does laundry without asking. The house is always clean without asking. And the fridge will be organized without asking. And it's just the best.
What do you do at home?
Once again, guys, this Flycast podcast is brought to you by Center. Center offers all natural hemp-derived CBD beverages with premium ingredients to help you find clarity and focus in everyday life. Products include CBD sparkling waters, ready-to-mix CBD drink powders, and more, which I actually use at home, whether it be post-workout. You know me, I'm working out twice a day. There's some stuff for recovery, a few other things. So they got dope packets as well you can use. Center is perfect for any time of the day and focus on providing healthy ways to relax, focus, and find clarity. Take a sip. Take a moment. And find your center. Back to the podcast. I cook.
Oh, you give her things to organize, and you give her things to fucking.
I cook every day.
Okay, that's good.
I think
listen,
at least there's a balance.
I buy
anybody-
most of
yeah.
the groceries.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like if it's like 300 something, I'll get it. If it's like we go, I just drop 300. Like I try. It's my place. I'm gonna eat most of the food, so I'm paying for like a majority of it.
Yeah,
I do that.
Listen, don't let anybody out there say that it's right or wrong to have a relationship like that, because
it's the best.
Yeah, it is the best. Look, I think a lot of people get away from that, and look, I'm all for what we're all fighting for, right? But you know, there is something to be said about having an agreement with people. And when Jude was the only one working, I was doing all that shit. I was mopping, I was cleaning, I was taking care of the kid, I was doing all that shit, and it was fine. Like it's as long as it's an even distributed duty. I think
she might be more on. She might be doing more, but it's like I feel like I'm just such like a good person.
Yeah,
and like she literally gives her nothing to worry about. Like she's sad. I always. Like she'll wake up, I don't know. It's like I'm funny and make her laugh, and so like I gotta get points there, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And like I'll be in bad moods, but I make it like sort of stress free.
Yeah,
and
not me.
Like I'm down to do stuff, whether it be like walk with her and do like I'm amazing. I'm an amazing boyfriend.
Yeah.
So it's like of course she's gonna do these things that I love, but it's also like it's finding someone that like. Balances my flaw. My flaws is I can get dirty pretty quick. We've seen the Scuff House. We've seen everywhere I've ever lived ever. Fucking just dishes, and I'm just not. There is nothing in me that wants to get that shit done, and there is everything in her that like it drives her crazy if that shit's not done. Yeah, and it works out so good for me, and I try to like reciprocate that in ways that it's not going to be doing the same thing she's doing, but it's like I'm going to make sure her days are pretty good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You got to give her something to think about the next day.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Listen, as long as you're handling that, I think everything else can solve itself.
Yeah. It's going good.
Yeah, it could. I'm happy to say, because I will say, like, I haven't, like, I've seen you with the befores. No offense. But this time I think it's different. I'm happy for you.
No, it's pretty smooth.
Like I see you more grounded.
And
but then
she works too. I
see that being a distraction though when fucking Ace Elam fucking takes you out shrooming and running.
Those are good times too.
Yeah,
we might have to do something Saturday.
Yeah. No, I think the only reason I was asking is because I do see a difference in her than all the other ones. In not in her, but in the way that that you've been. But that might also be just you growing into whatever you're growing into. Look how fucking ripped he's looking now.
Yeah,
he's been literally not eating
he lives
shit.
It.
Dude, I can't. I'm addicted to food.
Let's not do it. We just got back from
everyone's. All right,
let's not go back to fitness. I
don't
want to. So I'm gonna ask you another relationship question. I mean, obviously, you knowing that you have this sort of type of personality that is just like, you know, you just know that there's an end coming, and in this one you don't, because I haven't heard you say shit.
Yeah, no.
Not
every relationship I've been in, it's like, this will it's almost like I think I should. But damn, I don't know how. So then it goes on another 3 months or however long, and it's just like I'm not good at breaking up with someone. But
this time the thoughts haven't even. Yeah,
hit. This time the thoughts aren't even there.
I will say it's a lot of introspective work that you have to do also, right? Because you have to allow yourself to be like, you know what? I am not handling this thing in the best manner, in which like Jude has, I don't know, God bless her, but in the last like year, she's sort of gotten it in me that it's okay for me to be like, I'm really feeling, you know?
She got you to open up for the first time in your life?
Just 40 years, you know, just 20 plus years. And it's like, it's so much easier though for me to know that she understands. My family and I grew up that in a way in which like the second that there's a fight, you guys just don't talk to each other. Like I remember in high school, my mom and I,
again?
Yeah. No, like I remember my mom and I in high school, like didn't talk to each other for like 2 months because I did something wrong and I didn't agree with
what.
Imagine
I can't do that. That shit like haunts at me. We have to talk it out instantly.
See, but we were taught differently. And Jude is a very forward person where she's like, nope, we got to talk this out. Like, you're not going anywhere. I'm not fucking going anywhere. We gotta talk this out.
Some of my past relationships have been like to where we just like will kind of ignore each other, and I'll just be like so annoyed. I'll be like, I'm not saying fucking shit, and then the next day we'll wake up and it's still like that weirdo tension, or like she'll just come home and be like kind of annoyed, and I'm just like, what the fuck is it now? And it's like those situations just don't really happen anymore. Like, it eats at me too much if I have to talk it out.
Nah,
it just fucks
not
with me
me.
So bad.
Alexis can't function until it's solved. Like it has to be solved.
Yeah,
because I for a while, especially in some relationships, I was just like, man, whatever, I'm gone.
Yeah,
but that doesn't happen.
You fucking escape into your man cave.
Escape,
like, there's so many places like you can hide in your work. And
which I'm grateful that she is that way.
Yeah.
She solves. We if we ever argue, which we've only fought once ever in our 4 years of dating, but yeah, it's like if there's ever an argument, it gets resolved. Even if someone wins and someone loses, even if someone's not okay with the resolution, it is going to be resolved.
Yeah,
which is a good way of going.
Another thing that happened while I was in Ohio and during this fucking episode that my brain was being recircuited. I what was I doing? Oh, we were going out to dinner every night, and we were going to good restaurants. And I took a picture of like this fucking incredible food, and then I sent it to Jude. And as I was sending it to her, I'm like, I'm living a different reality than she is living. I'm like, she's not going out to these fancy restaurants the way that I'm going out to these fast food restaurants. She's not getting to like enjoy this side of the fucking thing. And in that fucking very fucking moment, I started booking trips for us to go places. Like she's coming to Toronto. She's going to Las Vegas.
Fuck
like
yeah,
I'm bringing her.
dope.
Bro, I had this moment, an epiphany, where I'm like, I'm gonna be one of those dudes where it's too late. It's too late. I worked my ass off all these things for what? I was waiting for the right time to enjoy.
Yeah.
And I was just like, can't have that. So in that fucking very moment, I said
that shit just
no
that just inspired me. Deadass.
Do you have plans on, or are you even interested in taking a vacation to fucking Hawaii or something?
We never went on a honeymoon because it was during OpTic, and I just took her on a vacation, just 24 hours.
24-hour vacation.
24-hour vacation to
baby steps
to Super Mario World in Los Angeles. She was super cool. She booked a rent. She got me the Urus to drive around in the whole time.
Yeah.
She, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man. So I don't know why this whole time I've been so like, this is fucking work. You're not bringing your girl.
Yeah.
You're like, this is fucking work. And
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm like, man, that's such a fucking dumb shit that I.
Well,
fucking...
to protect or to defend your past self, you are married with a child, and that is your mindset because we were 20 years old. And if you know what I mean, if you didn't have that mindset, what's the one thing that breaks up esports team?
Girlfriends.
So
no offense.
So if you
the boyfriends
and
they're in, yeah.
If you don't think that way, because it was very much like your girl can come visit, but she can't fucking live here.
Yeah.
That was what you always said. If you want to bring your girl here, let me know or whatever. And so that was your mindset because you were working, you were protecting us, and you were working with people that were young and going through that for your first time. But now we're all fucking old. Yeah. We all are wifed up.
It's crazy.
Some of us are expecting and shit.
Sucked into relationships and girls you are at that age. Like
it's
to
everything.
To the point where like
everything.
It'll like it's it's literally everything. Like even if you're on a team, it's like scrims are over. All right, see ya. It's like and you're not
tweet. Who's up?
Yeah, you're not like chilling in Skype and Discord and shit with us anymore, and literally can like. And I mean, we've definitely seen it with some players. I mean, some players have probably had their careers like kind of ruined by relationships.
1 million. What do you mean? What do you mean? Kind of.
World War II.
I could think of 5 people off the top of my head.
Yeah, that shit's fucking. A relationship can be deadly to someone's career. When my teammates would get in a relationship, I'd be like,
same. Well, not same, but
you knew they were nerds. They never
dude,
had
it
none,
was
right?
like someone having a girlfriend like never made them play better.
Never. Even if they went to the event, because you know they're not going to talk to you after the
after, dude, yeah, and like when their girlfriends would come to the events and shit.
In everybody's defense,
yeah,
there is no better feeling
than winning for your girl.
No, than on both sides. Okay, and it's just nature. There and it's just the way things are. There's not a single thing that is better than intercourse. Yeah, I'm just listen. It is bred into it is in your DNA that is like nothing. So you can't blame somebody who's never felt those emotions. Fucking not give everything up for those emotions.
Yeah.
You're literally working your ass off to have those emotions. Period. I said that because it was Hutch and Diesel. It was an Omen of OpTic thing. We're talking and Hutch is like, bro, it was it was the best feeling ever. And then Diesel's like, didn't feel better than coming though, did it? And I was like, oh, and everybody's like, you're right.
No.
I feel like and I feel like I've said this before, and it's just like, shut up. But I feel like I'm the least horny person. Like.
That doesn't matter. That's not what he's saying.
That's not what I'm saying.
But is intercourse good?
It's good.
Is it the best thing you've
I guess, especially at that age, it's everything.
You're saying it's not, yeah, okay.
But
keep going.
But the older I've gotten, it's just like the less I like care about
Name a better
sex.
Feeling. Name a better feeling.
I don't know if there's technically a better feeling.
Okay, he's like
then there's like those like 5 seconds of actually like nutting. I don't know if there's a better feeling than that, because that shit's crazy. And you know what's crazier is doing it on like 600 mgs.
Dude,
that's
come on.
But that's
anyway.
That could be a whole nother.
So again,
podcast.
it's not anyone. It's just nature, right? Like it's in your DNA to have those feelings, right? So it's what drives humans, right? It's what's gotten here. It's what's gotten us to today. Goddamn.
That's why anytime you see a guy and he's with the devil, literally, like if your best friend is dating someone you hate, whether it's a girl or a guy, and you're just like, why? Why do you keep going back? And then you're like, I know why.
You know why.
I don't.
I know why.
I mean, I guess I kind of know why, but like
That's why.
I can't understand that. There's no sex or like lust that could bring me back to a girl who's just like kind of shitty.
Of course, which is
I
why
don't understand how guy. Like I think it says something about the guy.
Yeah,
for sure.
Amen.
Yeah.
I don't know what it says.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I don't know what it says, but it's like why. I don't know. I just can't understand people who are in like toxic relationships, argue all the time.
I don't
That
agree
could
with
never
it.
be me.
I can understand it.
Have you kind of been in something like that?
Yes.
I don't think I've ever. I think I'm long gone before he gets to a disrespectful level.
Yeah.
Oh, I stayed around even way past
How
that.
though?
I mean, I was 20.
You know how.
I was
But
18.
like you're like arguing back.
No, like yelling as loud as I can yell at each other.
Mm-hmm.
I've never done that.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Anyway,
But it's just like that's I get what you're saying. As you grow older, I mean, my mental in that sense hasn't really changed, but I will, as far as a human interaction, I have a better human interaction with people now.
do you think if you ask any of the girlfriends that have been,
Yeah.
that, do you think that they have anything nice to say about me?
Probably not.
Right. Because
Except the ones that have stuck around.
except yeah.
Holly, Nina, Alexis, like
Even
is
is like the perfect fucking example, right? And maybe we shouldn't go down that route because it's very definitive in those issues. But like, I don't understand how they don't understand that. It's my responsibility to make sure that these guys stay on a straight and narrow because I know what their future looks like if they focus, and I know what it doesn't look like or what it looks like if they don't fucking focus. So I've never ever had an issue with that sort of thing ever. Like I don't feel an ounce of guilt of me always giving my opinion about something in that regard.
I have this is sort of random. What is your talking about young people maybe having girlfriends or just young people being in a house and their futures ahead of them? Do you have any regrets from 60/50 or the Scuff House of like what you wish you should have done or what you should have done, what you didn't do, what you did do maybe?
Nah, I think there's only one regret that I have, and I recently told it to NADESHOT, is like that I didn't fight for him to stay. Like when he said he was leaving, that's it. I didn't say anything. And I'm like, you're a young dude. I could have fucking like sat down, gone to see you. You've known me long enough. You know what I mean? Like that's the one thing that I regret, not fighting for him to stay. And I did. I told him that. I'm like, you're a young dude. Like you should. I should have fought a little bit harder for you. But at the same time, like, how can I regret that when I know, like, look at financially where he's at now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if I can guarantee that you can go out and build a $200 million company, and you like, I would fucking go out of my way to fucking make you mad enough at me that you would go and pursue that thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, I don't know. It was one of those things where like it, it was like I was emotionally compromised.
There's a timeline out there somewhere in this infinite universe of galaxies where the OpTic, where you and Nade that never changes.
Mm-hmm.
And so everything that's Thieves and everything that's OpTic is under one
What if
roof.
it would have went worse?
I mean,
Like something
that's probably
like
out there too, but let's not think about that
breakup
one.
Happen.
Let's think about.
Yeah. Well, we didn't talk for like a year after that.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Was that-
Do you remember the day that Nade came over to the Scuff House?
Yeah, I remember it being
was-
like
It was fucking
I
Thanksgiving.
remember
too.
knowing.
No, not that one.
I didn't.
Not the bad one. The good one.
I didn't really know. I knew there was like tension there, but I didn't know. I was kind of like chilling, but I remember it being like a moment of like, there's some weirdness happening. They don't really talk like that.
Yeah. That one was weird for me because I had grown up. The whole reason I wanted to join all of this is because of Seth and Nade.
Fuck
So-
you.
And Bose, a big team.
So everybody forgets about the hard work.
All right.
No, I didn't know about the hard. I didn't know about the hard work. The hard work came like
Next.
later because that's all behind the scenes shit. And then I made a whole documentary series about the behind the scenes shit.
What
But then when I saw them like beefing, I was like, dude, this is so fucking weird. Because like HECZ is my mentor, and like You know,
Wait,
the
were
whole
they was it known to the public that they
No.
were beefing?
No, he visited the Scuff House. And I think he visited
But I mean,
to try to
even
mend
before
things.
that. So no one, like, Nate leaves to LA. And
did.
honestly, I think everyone's looking at it like because of his girl, right? That's kind of how I would
Well,
look at it.
he moved out there in search of love, and he found it, for a while.
For a little bit, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
I'm talking about not the Thanksgiving beef one. I'm talking about when Nade came over because they had mended. And then Nade and Hector were downstairs playing pool for like 5 hours.
Just catching
Really?
up.
You don't remember that?
I don't
We
really
went to the
remember that.
gym and came back and they were still down there talking.
Really?
And then you were like, look at them giggling like schoolgirls down there.
You remember for like the whole time? It's like I remember when I used to have a duo. Remember that? Like everybody's
Oh,
like, dude, remember that?
yes.
That was like a
Oh,
joke.
I forgot about that joke. Yeah.
I used to have.
I remember when I had a
I, was
duo
like, I used to have a duo.
because it was like Mike and Bose.
Yeah,
Me
You
and Nick. Yeah.
Seth and
That's-
Formal.
That's so
And I used to be
funny.
like,
You're like, man, I used to have a duo.
I don't know if this is boring to talk about, but Bose didn't really have the answers.
Mhm.
How did the first 60-50 house happen? Who was on OpTic? Who? Were there creators? Was it a snipe team? What the?
No, the snipe team
Brought OpTic to light.
when I got the
No.
Kilimanjaro on the sniper, when I dropped the entire sniper team, it happened because the COD team, Nate Shot specifically, it was Nate Shot's fault. God damn it.
Nate
No.
Shot's idea.
No, well the thing is this is like the way that OpTic happened was fucking very simple. Crew leaves, and at the time it's just a random. It's a reality check type team. You know what I'm saying? Just a fucking random pickup team.
Noobs.
He leaves. Fucking Jay leaves. I take over, and then my brother and I are like talking, and then he's like, "Yo, we should just make videos, man. Fuck competing and all this shit. Let's just make videos." We make videos. Sniping happens. Blah 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 blah. And then Nate Shot lived in Palos Heights, Illinois, which was half an hour away. And he's like, "Yo, let's make more videos together." And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, like in real life, let me come over." And I was just like, you know me, I was just like,
Was anything even any videos like that out back then? Like,
So
were people making shit like that?
there was a
back
team house. There's been team houses forever, but they were training facility houses.
then? Yeah.
What we said is like, let's record fucking everything. Like if you go back, like right before we got the house, I say that I was gonna do a reality show on that, and I was never able to do it because I never had the brain or creativity to present it in a certain way. But I always thought that I'm like, if we document this thing, like it's gonna be good. That's why I still have footage of the move into the house, and the way that the house happened was Nate Shot and I were essentially doing live streams from my basement, and he's like,
Damn.
dude, we got
Your home basement,
Yeah,
not the 60.
1834.
Okay.
Yeah. And nobody knew that address, I guess.
I was about to say, I didn't know that. That's
Yeah,
the first
so
time I've ever heard
from the the chocolate brown house.
Okay.
And Nate's like, "Yo, we got to get a house. We got to get a house." And I was like, yeah, but how are we gonna make that happen? At the time, we were fucking making money and shit. So I was just like, I think I can figure this out. What if? And I told Scuff, I'm like, "Yo, I need you guys to give me more than $400 a month. You know, think about that. They used to pay us $400 a month to promote that in the codes. We made a shit ton of money, etc. But we weren't qualified anywhere. Jude and I couldn't get any because I hadn't been working in that. So you know the historical, all the historical data that wasn't there to allow us to get there. So Jude and I were about to move out of our chocolate house. You remember that chocolate house?
I never went. I never went to your
I
house.
may have seen it. I don't know.
You came by
Maybe
to pick up
man.
shit. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I don't remember much.
Fucking dope ass fucking house, beautiful home. And we were gonna move out, and we were gonna go live in the basement of her mom's house, so that we can make the house happen. And at the very last second, we found the 60/50. The owners were like, "Cool, if you can pay it in advance, it's all yours." And we could pay in advance, so we paid in advance, and that's how it all moved in.
Damn.
So was it like you're talking to Nate Shot about all this? Is he on your COD team at that
Yeah.
time? So who was on that?
Well,
COD
he
team?
was not on the COD team yet.
Like you guys are like, let's figure out a house.
No,
but
he wanted to do a house strictly for YouTube and content.
Really?
That was like our game has always been content because we know what's very obvious to us and not to everyone. But we wanted to do it the team house, and then he's like, yeah, and then like we can trade out of there and shit. And at the time, NADESHOT was on the B team. He wasn't necessarily on the
He was
main
on
team.
OpTic Nation.
Yeah, he was. No, OpTic Nation didn't happen until we dropped Embos from the like OpTic
So
Nation.
who was on the OpTic team?
On the OpTic team, it was Rambo, Big Timer, Merc, and JCap.
Damn.
And then as things started to take off, like, because you gotta understand, like OpTic was obviously, we had 300,000 subscribers when we decided to step back into that, and for people to forget that just willy nilly is you know what, it doesn't
like
even,
the sniping team built that.
yeah, we did
In commentary.
in commentaries, yeah.
Okay.
So like there was this one famous night that we were all out in LA, and NADESHOT was inebriated. I was fucking drunk, and you know we were all fucking talking shit, and NADESHOT was talking shit. He's like, man, it's like OpTic wouldn't be where we're at if it wasn't that, blah blah blah. And I was just like, I'm like, just remember this: I knew what fame was before I knew what your name was, and everybody's like, ah, it was fun. It was funny, but again, it was like everything was going right. When we stepped back into Call of Duty, it was strictly because Nerve and Diesel wanted to play competitively again, and we were like, oh yeah, we can fucking record videos on this shit and blah blah blah. So yeah, but right in the last 2 months leading up to, like, we had decided to move in, we had got the place, and right as those 2 last months started to lead into the move in date, NADESHOT fucking exploded. And the second that he exploded, because of the relationship that he had already with Red Bull, just on a pure conversation, he started to pitch himself to it. And when they're like, yo, I'm gonna get a sponsorship from this, immediately I'm like, man, the best decision right now, because it's gonna be big news, the best decision right now for the business is to move Rambo and put NADESHOT in. And at the time, I didn't have enough cash to offer him OpTic Nation, to offer Rambo OpTic Nation. So he just went off. He went to Envy, as you guys all know. The rest is history.
So it really wasn't a NADESHOT's really good. Let's replace Rambo.
The excuse was there were 2 online tournaments, and if you were from Quebec, you couldn't.
From Canada. Oh, was it Quebec?
I thought it was Quebec specifically.
Maybe.
You can't play in online tournaments because it's considered gambling.
Right.
Yeah.
Same thing with Maryland. Couldn't compete in the biggest Halo 4 tournament.
Yeah.
You would have won that shit.
So that's why.
Well, it was a combination of that, but you know, from a business standpoint, I gotta build what we sit in here today.
Yeah.
And I saw that, and for me to explain is like, hey, this is the only way that we get to a place like this, is by making these very tough moves and decisions. The way that Embos came in was because Seth left. Seth left for 2 weeks to go to Envy. I'll never forget. And it was like Stro. I'll never forget famous. This fucking Stro was in his fucking ear. And I said, I'm never ever. Still to this day, I'm never gonna fucking forget that shit. Anyway, everything went back to normal. But we had already had Embos, and Seth liked Bo, so he stuck in there. Then we replaced. Then Big Timer retires at the same time that Seth leaves. So we pick up Clay, and that's how Embos came to be. But by the time it was all said and done, and they wanted to replace Embos with Proof, that's when I'm like, we set Embos down. I was like, yo, I remember it clearly. We're in the downstairs, brown couches, me, Nade, him, and I was just like, I'm thinking to myself, yo, I fucking love this dude. And I told him, I'm like, yo, I'm not dropping him. I mean, we're dropping him, but he either gets to stay. If he wants to compete, we're gonna give him his own team. And we told him, and he was ready to go. He's, you know how he is. He's very, it is what it is, and the world hates me and shit. Like that's sort of. So I set him down. And I was just like, but you ain't going nowhere, man. Like, if I want you to stay and all that, and then the rest is history.
Yeah.
OpTic Nation was
when you first moved into 6050.
Well, they moved.
Did Rambo move in as well?
No, he was not.
Damn. So within just like 2 months of like
everything happened.
Did Rambo know of we're gonna be moving into this house?
No.
Oh shit.
No, it was so difficult back then because everything was so fragile back then, right? I had to go out of my way to make sure that everything was presented the right way, like not lying, but telling the truth in just the right way for people to understand that. Because, back then, OpTic was very, very fucking popular. Obviously, we had the most popular sniper team, and from this sniper team, every other fucking sniper team came to be.
Copycats?
No, I mean, I think it just happens. Everything happens the way it does. And I always say this, man, like at the time when I saw FaZe started to gain steam, like I was really fucking like mad at the players. I was mad at myself. But if they wouldn't have done what they did, we wouldn't have elevated. We wouldn't have gone above because we were so in our throne. We were so comfortable. There was no threats. We were gonna keep it. But when I saw somebody about to come and take our lunch, I was just like,
It's so different though.
Yeah.
Such a yin and yang, us and FaZe, which we've grown to love. I think.
So what was the question? Like when we moved in, what?
I guess just. So Nade's looking at it like you're moving into 60/50 as a YouTube
on that
content.
Yeah, on that
it's like let's bring the team
on
along.
On that note though, if I don't choose to replace Rambo with NADESHOT and that team that was winning consistently, like so
they were already winning.
Yeah.
Damn.
Look, it
was the first dynasty in COD history. Yeah.
So I put like I will say like me making that decision helped Matt a lot also because he was no longer like somewhere out there. He was like on the fucking main and most popular fucking
So
team.
he blew up not even being on the OpTic team.
Well, he blew up because he was,
I mean, like he was blowing up before just being like
he
a
started
YouTuber,
to blow up.
He started
to blow up when he was doing snipers going ham with Predator, who was fucking massive at the time. But like you have to understand something about NADESHOT. Ain't no stopping that motherfucker. Like ain't no stopping him. If he fucking sees something that he wants, it's his already. It just hasn't happened yet. So I'm glad that I don't regret any of the fucking things that I've done. Again, the only thing I regret in the way I handled things was I guess the Merc thing too. Like him being dropped. Like that one hurt because he was a really, really good friend of mine. We had our own doubles team on fucking game battles. Like I related with him a lot. So that one, the way that he was dropped, I think was wrong, and also not fighting for NADESHOT when he told me that he was gonna leave, because it was like I still have the fucking email. I don't bring it up, but I still have if I look it up right now, I can read word for word what he said. I was in a meeting with Turtle Wax when he fucking sent me this email, and I was just fuming. I was just like, man, he's like, I'm gonna go start my own thing. He didn't believe that I was gonna give him ownership, or that he was, whatever. But I never had contracts with fucking anyone, and people that were there fucking working with no salary, like they got what they were supposed to get. Period.
Out of both of what was the most stressful time out of like the two houses?
The 1235.
Just like that
just
whole
getting it.
No, just that the most stressful period.
Like looking back at all your content with your content houses, and all the kids living in the houses.
Yeah.
When were you just fucking annoyed and pissed off and just like?
Well,
I mean, it was a decent amount of the time. When's the most like stressful though?
Yeah, that 1235.
Why?
Because I was barely living paycheck to paycheck, and I remember like going to New York with Big Timer. You can ask him this. Like we were in our thing on the way back, and I was just like, I'm like, yo, if this fucking sponsorship money doesn't come in, like I can't pay salaries. And if I can't pay salaries and people go or it gets out that OpTic can pay salaries, then it might have a ripple effect across all of esports. Because if OpTic can't make salaries, then what the fuck is everybody else who doesn't have the following or the viewership or everything that we have not like do? And that's when we started to. That's when I started to realize I'm like, oh, it's easy for them. They got investment money. They don't have to make money. They have investment. They're spending somebody else's money from money that was made fucking elsewhere. Well, I'm over here trying to fucking
nickel and dime it.
Yeah, nickel and dime my fucking way through this shit.
You did that like purposely?
What? No.
To not get investors or something?
No, I didn't go to. Luckily, and this is not. I don't want. If you're going to college, go to college. I wasn't poisoned by business and business school and all that shit. Like I didn't know that raising money was a thing. So 2 + 2 for me meant it's 4, right? No matter what. So if I don't make 4, I can't pay 4. You know, and then taxes on top of that shit. Like it was a fucking struggle. And you know, luckily Jude was fucking gangster as fuck, and she was always, you know, down to, you know, scrap it out.
Do you have a favorite time? I'm sure you have a lot of favorite memories.
Can I ask a question I've never asked?
Yeah.
This obviously we always talk about it like it's a horrible thing, but the transition from OpTic to Infinite, was it one wire?
No.
You're still getting it?
No.
Okay.
No, it wasn't one wire.
I wanted to know what your eyes,
the first wire, it wasn't a wire, it was a check.
It's a check.
Yeah,
a physical check.
Physical check, 4.2 something. God. And I grabbed it and I was like, and I sent a picture of it to Rob. He's like, I've never seen that much money in my life.
Turkla?
Yeah. But you gotta understand, like the transition from that, like those first 6 months, man, I can't tell you like the life that I was living. I was like, it was a fucking dream. It was like all my dreams had come to realize. Yeah. Like everything was. I had a fucking pool.
Your whole family.
Like Jude, like everybody was fucking like everybody was saying. I paid Seth a bunch of money. I paid Bose a bunch of money. I paid everybody who was there not getting paid in the beginning at 60-50. I gave them so everything was fucking good. I was about to have everything was good. And then in 6 months, you're just
yeah,
everything was about to be taken away from me. Oh man, that was the most stressful. Actually, you know what? That was the most stressful. Of
course, that was
because
even though you had like all this money, you're set for life.
But it's not. It wasn't like that because when that thing was happening, like that was, you know, some of like all of it was gonna come. There was a fight for it, so that was the most stressful because it was
a fight for your money.
Hey, yeah,
or a fight for
OpTic.
For everything, yeah.
Fight for OpTic because at least when I was talking to Big Time and saying if this sponsorship check doesn't come in, at least we were gonna lose. At least nothing had. It was still nothing, right? It was still us working on something. It was nothing.
Yeah.
But here there was fucking money attached to it, and lives were attached to that. So it was fucking stressful.
Out of all your OpTic days, you would say the Infinite transition was the most stressful.
No,
6 months after.
6 months after, yeah, for sure, yeah, because we were gonna lose everything.
I still have the footage. I'm probably gonna give it a Raj.
Was it
of Hector's of Hector's interview? I sat down with Hector, interviewed him about the team we had, Counter-Strike team, whatever. And in the middle, he grabs his phone and he's like, "Look at the date," and he said, "There's motherfuckers in here," and he points to an office that want to get rid of the Call of Duty team. And if they do that, it's going to be a fucking revolution. And I have it on film.
What dumb fucks.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't know better.
How, though? How don't you know better?
I mean, think about the amount of people
There's juice, bro.
I think it's just like...
You sip the juice. You don't get it.
They just have like so much investment money. They're just looking at it as bringing this to be a League of Legends fucking...
I was so angry during that time because I thought it was common sense. And since then, I've seen it happen 3 more times. And I just don't, I don't raise as much of an uproar because I get it now. Like I understand. I'm not upset really with, there's only like 2 people that I'm like still like, okay, you could have done better than that. But I've seen it happen because people are, when you work for a passion, it's so much different than when you're working to stay employed. And when you're working to stay employed, I get that and I respect it way more than I used to because I was so privileged in the fact that I got to work in my passion. And so now seeing it, all you have to do is be a little bit more communicative. It might be
communicative.
You said it right.
I did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Communicative.
Yeah,
it's lost its meaning.
Yeah, I don't even know. You just have to communicate a little bit more. And I used to be so fucking like I had been working around people that understood it so long that now that I wasn't around people that understood everything, I found it annoying. I was like, who is this fucking Reed guy? He doesn't know what the fuck's going on. And I felt that way about everyone.
Yeah.
And
I wonder if he was standing there like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
100%.
No, he was. Listen, we luckily from the beginning, we maintained a really good relationship with Reed. And I remember like telling him like, yo, just so you know, I don't have a problem with you. And like I appreciate the work that you're doing. Like I know I'm like you're managing fucking Preston. He gets more views on 1 month than we do all as a network.
Yeah.
So I'm like, like trust me, man. Like I know that you're putting up with this. And look, I just had breakfast with Chris Chaney like 2 weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah.
How's
like he and I talk. Like it's and I don't want to talk about Jay because I do feel like, you know, because of how temperamental I was with OpTic, that, you know, and I know that I didn't say anything. And all I said was I haven't talked to him in a long time. Neither here or there. But it's not even about whether they get it or not. It's just that they weren't wrong if they were implementing whatever they were implementing that in 2027, but they tried to do it in 2017. You know what I mean? And I always say, like, I think Chris Chaney and I would have made good partners if I wouldn't have been so fucking selfish and wanted to pass up all the work to everybody, and I didn't want to. Because again, those first 6 months where I was just fucking traveling with the team and enjoying my money and fucking enjoying the fucking freedom of not being the only one fucking worrying about fucking OpTic, like it was beautiful. Like I want to relive that again, but not at the expense of OpTic. And even like on the Immortals guy who I never talked to, like he and I think I would have made good partners with everybody, because as long as they believed in what I was fucking saying, which is so obvious to everybody in this fucking room, then it would have been that much of a better opportunity and a better scenario for everyone. But yeah, those were my most stressful ones and my happiest ones.
What was it annoying trying to vlog and coming into the Scuff House at 11 a.m. and no one being awake?
No.
And just what were your thoughts before you would come to the Scuff House? And just like, because it'd be like I would still be awake at like 8 a.m. I'd see you pull in the driveway, and then I'd just go fake be asleep.
I believe it. I
was that fucking annoying?
No, what was annoying was how you were letting your fucking youth just, how irresponsible it was for you to just let that shit go.
Yeah,
and like drop in Pleasant Valley.
I was fucking
how fucking yeah. I mean, I just got annoyed because we could have been doing so much. Like you guys could have been doing so much better individually if I would have done a better job of forcing you guys to be on more content. And like if I would have known the extent of your fucking sickness, I would have acted a lot quicker. You know what I mean? Like I would have done.
If
more.
I would have had,
dude, I would have. I no bullshit. And I've said this to Seth, and I've said it to a lot of people. I'm like, if I catch you out there doing coke or fucking heroin or bad shit, I'm gonna fuck you up. These fists are gonna fucking see your fucking face, and I'm gonna be a hero for it. So everyone's gonna love me for it. And I word it like that. I word it like that. I'm like, and look, if you go out there and say that Hector beat me up, I'm gonna tell them why. And guess who the fuck they're gonna cheer for? Me, because I'm trying to fucking protect you. Yeah. And I think I didn't know how sick you were, because you were fucking way skinnier. So I think it would have been so much easier for me to fuck
think
you
I was
up.
like
For
to
real.
think I was 40 pounds less.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
I remember weighing myself seeing like 165 and shit. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Now it's like I can't even get below fucking 205.
What were you gonna say?
Just that whole time was insane.
Yeah, I've said to Hitch multiple times, like if I had my more clear mind right now, then it's not even like on some like depression, anxiety, fucking mental illness shit. It's just like my mind, like I still like have that in episodes of it, but my mind is so much more clear, and it's like when I wake up, I have a full day ahead of me now.
Yeah.
But it's like back then it was just like I guess the shit I was on just completely, it just changes the way your brain thinks. Like it makes you not care, and just like, I don't know, just I always look back and just be like, damn, I wish I was in like this headspace to do this, I wish I was in this headspace back then, and it would have been being in a team house. It would have just been fucking easy.
Yeah, so much better.
Like just pump out some random bullshit video, not necessarily a random bullshit video.
I was not annoyed. I was not annoyed. I was annoyed at you wasting your youth. That's it. Because I was like, for a long time, like I just, even now, Like, I know how much easier my life would be if I was 20 something with my brain today. You know, like I always have age against me because I'm so much older than fucking everyone. So, you know, maybe not as relatable to the youth as you guys are. Do I think NADESHOT's a better content creator than me, or do I think that Seth is? Like, no, absolutely fucking not. So when you say shit like, you know, that's what got me into it, NADESHOT and fucking Seth, I'm like, I was the better fucking content creator to begin with.
But back then
I was just not as good with these fucking hands.
I get what
No one's funnier than me. Fuck out of here.
Back then, you weren't like vlogging or anything.
Well, no, because I was.
I would watch everything. The paintball, Nick getting shot in the back with the paintball guns, the fucking Friends test, like the Mexi candy. I was watching.
It's
all
crazy,
that shit.
like what we were down for in the beginning, like pies to the face, spitting.
Bro.
We were spitting water on each other.
Bro.
Think about that now. That would never happen.
I wouldn't do that shit again.
I don't think I would either. And even like
so
pies to the face. Once
so,
just like one person kind of starts being, I'm not doing it. They're not.
You know, people
doing
are still doing that. Not those, but people are still down for it, and we're not down for it anymore. We have to work around the fact that we're not down for it.
If
we have to do
the team's down, but I'm not going to be the only down.
I know. These motherfuckers don't know how good they have it. Imagine a Sidemen shoot. They're doing a crossbar challenge with fucking Cristiano Ronaldo. And one of them is like, nah, ate pizza yesterday. Don't feel like coming in. That doesn't happen. It doesn't happen with the beta squad. It doesn't happen with fucking any of these like.
What was the beta squad?
They're just like the Sidemen.
Oh.
And they're over there and they do shit together and it fucking crushes all the time.
Yeah.
That shit doesn't happen. It doesn't happen in. I mean, what we've done is we've adjusted really well.
Yeah.
And I love what we do still. I love the shows we're creating. I love the podcasts. But that doesn't happen anymore. Yeah. It doesn't.
Not because of me.
Like David, I mean, when I know they don't do
was always down.
The vlog squad shit, like they weren't getting paid for that. You know what I mean? But they were down for it because, you know, that was like what was that was just like what they did. And anytime you see a group explode, it's because everyone's down for it.
Yeah.
Also, the amount of responsibility that was put on a fucking class clown to fucking be the responsible fucking adult in the room was super unfair to me. No one said, huh?
That you were the class clown, but you still had to.
Yeah, I had to be the fucking grown up in the room. I'm like,
of course you did. Fucking me.
Crimson.
Pomage.
Yeah.
Crim.
Flame sword.
Bro, that was a fucking. It's so weird that was a thing. Like to think back, and I'm thinking like I was sharing a room with Crim 6 when I first moved in. They had so many like weird.
Oh my god, I gotta go. I do
memories.
this time.
I gotta.
Bro, that shit that flew. Thank you for having me.
It flew.
Go ahead, send us out. However the fuck you guys do it.
Wait, give us an album.
An album?
Oh, album of the week.
Album of the week from Hector himself.
You've already. I actually just gave it to NADESHOT because NADESHOT told me that he's been on that. He's like, I've been listening to Illmatic nonstop for the past week, and I'm like, I've only been telling you this for like. He's like, yeah. He's like, what should I do next? And I'm like,
Reasonable Doubt, Jay-Z.
Hell on Earth.
Ooh, he ain't ready for that.
But I gave him.
I gave him. Like
no,
we do.
I know. Bro, relax.
We do.
Listen. I gave him Hell on Earth because to give him Shook Ones.
Why not the Infamous? He wasn't ready for.
He's not. No, it's like you have to hit him in that level in which Mob. You know this. What was that? Their third album, Hell on Earth.
Let me see.
I think it was like.
Because there's the Infamous and the Infamous 2.
I don't know.
And then Hell
was
on Earth.
Infamous their first album though?
I think so.
I thought they had some rant. No, it was like Juvenile or something, like 93, I think.
Yeah,
some
93. Yeah, it was their third album.
What was
it? Was Hell on Earth?
What was their first album?
Juvenile, Hell, then Infamous, then Hell on Earth.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Damn, I know
Jesus
my mob.
Christ. So I said Hell on Earth because it's I don't say mainstream, but they were a little bit more mainstream there because it's the third album. They fucking had a banger, but he can't relate to Infamous. So I gave him this one to relate to before he goes to Infamous. I had to go backwards on him.
All right, I'll listen. I don't think I've ever listened to Hell on Earth all the way through.
Oh, dude.
Oh, yeah, I haven't listened to rap in so long. I've been on like some house EDM
I've been on my podcast
stuff, but occasionally I'll switch it up and
Pelicón, corridos, tumbaos.
I've been listening to Mobb Deep a lot lately.
Listen, the Infamous back in the house once again.
That's my drive home. That's what I'm
All
doing.
right, Hell on Earth. Enjoy it, man.
Right.
Fucking when you get to the actual
first.
Yeah, Hell on Earth.
You
Do
heard it
yourself a
here
favor.
first. Go listen to Hell on Earth by Mobb Deep. This is Hector's recommendation. So,
You're welcome.
Thank you all so much for watching. This has been episode
576.
76. Whatever it is. E-Mac Craig, play that outro music.